Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comment. So a light volume trade overnight. We got beans up a little bit, corn and wheat down. Outside markets, you got the stocks up, but the dollar's lower and crude is lower. We've seen a nice rally in the CRB index in hopes for some kind of resolution to at least phase one in the trade issue between U.S. and China. We did see some terminology and some reports on Friday that they're moving closer to some kind of partial deal. There was talk about how they agreed to allow China cooked poultry products to come in the United States, and in return the U.S. would send fresh poultry to China. So this week we'll be watching to see if there's any meat sales to China and any new soybean sales. We saw some profit taking in the beans on Friday, I think in part because we didn't see any new sales of U.S. beans to China. We also will be watching to see as far as harvest activity is concerned, and we've got some rains moving across the Midwest in the southern part of the grain belt, and also some cold and snow across the western part of the Midwest. So we'll see if that impacts. Support comes from the market that they feel that the crop is smaller than the USDA's October number. So maybe we just kind of trade sideways into the November crop report and see what the USDA says. And then in mid-November, the President of the United States and China both will be meeting in Chile, and we'll see if they come to agreement to sign this partial deal. We also will be watching South America. Argentina had a presidential election. The new president has promised to increase export taxes on grains to help reduce their deficit. But they also expect the market to see a lower peso, so that kind of offsets the export taxes, and we'll see kind of how that affects Argentina agricultural situation. Weather-wise, Argentina will probably be dry this week. Southern Brazil should get some pretty good rains, while some scattered rains across the northern part. So we're watching central Brazil to see if it can get some rains and improve the conditions that have been mostly dry. Eastern Australia also got some rains, so that should help the situation there. So again, maybe a trading range until we know more about the U.S. crop, until we know more about the trade deal between U.S. and China, and if we start trading 2020 world crop conditions down the road. Again, I think once the harvest is over here in the United States, I could see a little bit of a bounce if the crop is smaller going into the end of the year and going into the South American crop production. A lot of it depends on the favorite word, China, and whether or not they come in and buy U.S. products, whether they buy imports, whether they bottom their economy. All those things are important. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.